Sandy Says Read. Welcome to the channel. Tonight we're going to do book reviews. Book like a pop. Tonight we're going to do book reviews. We're going to do two of them so that we can kind of balance out, because the first book review is a not fabulous book, and the second review is a very fabulous book with The Dinner List by Rebecca Surley. This novel is classified sometimes as magical realism. It is the story of Sabrina Nielsen and her college roommate, and they decide back in college on a list of 5 people each that they would like to invite to dinner. And those people don't have to necessarily be alive. They're just 5 people that they would invite to dinner with them. And then on her 30th birthday, Sabrina goes to dinner and those 5 people show up. And I think that's an interesting concept. I like it. It's a cool concept for a novel. And the book starts out kind of cool with, Sabrina going into the restaurant and here are these people. So that was intriguing. I liked that. But then the book kind of started to plod. I could not get all the way through it because it plodded. and I think that's all I want to say about it, because I don't want to drag the book down. There are elements of the dialogue that I think other readers would enjoy, because the dialogue, moves along. There's, there are snippets of the dialogue interspersed with flashbacks and scenes from the past that, what do I want to say? The flashbacks interrupt the dialogue enough to keep it from being just, a bunch of people at a table talking. That's good. But I just couldn't find myself intrigued by what was going on. It was a look into Sabrina's life and Sabrina's interactions with her father, who had not been a big part of her life, with her former boyfriend who she didn't get married to, and Audrey Hepburn, who was there for some reason, and it just didn't click with me. Other readers may love this. I mean, Audrey Hepburn is a wonderful, wonderful addition to any dinner party. So readers may want to dive into this just to see the Audrey Hepburn take on things and to see how Audrey handles conversation. That was interesting as far as I got in the book. I DNF'd it, and I will unhaul it because there are probably other readers out there who will want to read this and enjoy it. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Let's move on to a book I did enjoy very much, and that is John Bellairs' mystery featuring Louis Barnevelt, The House with the Clock in Its Walls. As you guys know, this has just been made into a motion picture. You can go see it in the theaters. Oh boy, when you do, it doesn't quite look the same as the book. The movie is a little bit different. It added a lot of stuff. But this book, it's written for tweens, okay? It's a young adult, like I would say a middle grade novel for kids who are interested in fantasy. And it's well done for that age group. It's wonderful. There's a young boy, his name is Louis, and he's arriving in town where his kind of eccentric uncle lives, and he's going to be living with Uncle Jonathan. And Uncle Jonathan actually gets onto the bus to help him get off the bus with his suitcase, and off they go to this big fancy mansion that looks kind of creepy and haunted. And of course it is. There's a clock in the walls. And Uncle Jonathan does kind of odd things in the house. He wanders around the house at night with his ear to the walls, listening. And Louis is like, "What you doing? What's going on?" And it's clever in that way. I mean, we're introduced to this uncle who is loving and kind, get a little weird and eccentric. And so there's a mystery to Uncle Jonathan. And then there's a lady next door who comes over and insults Uncle Jonathan, and Uncle Jonathan insults her. And yet they sit down to play cards, and they teach Lewis how to play cards, and Lewis wins. He wins a lot. He does a very good job at playing cards. And it's kind of like maybe the cards are trick cards so that he can win. These kinds of little magical, mysterious things just keep happening around Uncle Jonathan. So he's eccentric and cool and mysterious and fun. It's great for a middle grade audience. I mean, just wonderful. But then when Lewis goes to school, kids kind of bully him. They're not nice to him, and he doesn't make friends easily. So he's a very relatable character there. And there's one kid at school who's very popular, athletic, everybody likes, and that kid gets injured. So when he's injured, he's not able to play ball, and he sort of kind of befriends Lewis. Sort of kind of is like, hey, you're not playing baseball right. Let me help you. And so they kind of sort of become friends. They get this rapport going, and it's very believable. And Lewis wants to impress his new friend. And so as he's learning a little bit of magic in this new house, as he's learning a little bit about spells maybe, he decides he's going to use that new knowledge to impress his new friend. And of course that doesn't go right. That goes very wrong. And we end up with Lewis releasing a bad person from the grave. And I'm not going to tell you too much more, because if you want to go see the movie or if you want to read the book, I don't want to spoil the big climax and the big cool stuff that happens. But the amount of action that's in the book just flows along and builds on itself wonderfully. It is well done. The movie took some liberties and added some stuff in. We have magical elements in the house, yes, but not quite to the extent that we see in the movie. The movie's exciting. The book is still cool. I highly recommend reading the book first. It's very well done. It's awesome. You guys, that's it for tonight. Give this video a thumbs up because this is a great book and the dinner list is okay. And there are folks out there who probably will just eat this right up. Get it? Dinner? Thanks so much, guys.